Imagine standing in a hallway so narrow, your shoulders brush the wallpaper on both sides. The air is freezing, yet it smells heavily of old wood, dried roses, and something else. Something metallic, like copper, like blood. You tell yourself it's just an old house, just a tourist attraction in San Jose, California. But then, you feel it. Mommy, she's watching us. A sudden drop in temperature. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You turn around, expecting to see an empty corridor. But the shadows seem to stretch. They seem to reach for you. This isn't just a house. This is a 161-room labyrinth, a monument to grief, a prison built for the dead. Welcome to the Winchester Mystery House. For 38 years, construction never stopped, not for a single day. Hammers swung from dawn until dusk and deep into the midnight hour. But the woman paying for it all wasn't building a home for the living. She was building a maze to trap the dead. But what was she really hiding in those walls? Was it just the madness of a grieving widow? Or did Sarah Winchester actually make contact with something so evil, so demonic, that she had to spend her entire fortune just to keep it contained? Today, we are walking the haunted halls of the Winchester Mystery House. We're uncovering the dark history, the bizarre architecture, and the terrifying modern-day encounters that prove she never really left, and neither did they.
To understand the nightmare of the Winchester House, we have to understand the woman who built it, Sarah Pardee, born in 1840 in New Haven, Connecticut. Sarah was a brilliant woman. She was highly educated, fluent in multiple languages, and a skilled mathematician. But her intellect couldn't save her from the crushing weight of tragedy. At 25, she married William Wirt Winchester, the heir to the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. They had a beautiful life until the universe decided to take it all away. First came the ultimate heartbreak. Sarah gave birth to a little girl, but just a month later, the baby died of a mysterious wasting disease. The grief nearly destroyed Sarah. She retreated into deep depression. Years passed. She and William tried to move on, throwing themselves into his booming firearms business. The Winchester rifle was making them unimaginably wealthy, but the money couldn't buy back what they lost. Then, in 1881, William contracted tuberculosis. He died just 6 weeks later, leaving Sarah a widow at the age of 40 and the sole inheritor of a massive fortune and a 20% share of the Winchester Company. She was now one of the wealthiest women in America, but she was completely, utterly alone. Broken by grief, Sarah turned to the only thing that offered her hope: spiritualism. In the late 19th century, communicating with the dead was a massive trend. Seances, mediums, and ghost whispers filled the parlors of the wealthy. Sarah became obsessed. She held daily seances, desperate to speak to her husband and her baby. And in 1883, her obsession led her to a medium named Adam Coons. Adam Coons claimed he wasn't just speaking to her husband. He was speaking to the spirits of the thousands of men who had been killed by Winchester rifles. Coons delivered a chilling message to Sarah. He told her that she was cursed. The spirits of the dead soldiers were angry. They were haunting her, and if she didn't appease them, the curse would destroy her. But Coons gave her a solution. He told her she must move to the West Coast. He told her she must build a massive, sprawling house, and most importantly, he told her she must never stop building. Build a house for the spirits, Coons warned. Add rooms for them. Build staircases for them. If you stop building, you will die. Was it a genuine warning from the other side, or was Sarah's mind finally fracturing under the weight of her trauma? Whatever the truth was, Sarah packed her bags, left Connecticut, and bought a sprawling farm in San Jose, California. And in 1884, the construction of the Winchester Mystery House began. What started as a simple 8-room farmhouse quickly mutated into a 7-story, 161-room architectural monstrosity. To understand the haunting of the Winchester House, you have to understand its layout, because this house wasn't built for human logic. It was built for the dead. The construction never stopped. Day and night, 365 days a year, hammers swung and saws buzzed. Sarah employed a massive crew of carpenters, and she gave them only one rule: do exactly what I tell you, no matter how strange it sounds. And her instructions were insane. She ordered hallways built that abruptly ended at solid walls. Why? To trap the ghosts, she claimed. If a spirit was chasing her, it would hit the wall and be confused. She had staircases built that led directly into the ceiling. She installed doors that opened to a sheer, deadly 2-story drop to the garden below. She built a staircase with a riser of only 2 inches, forcing anyone climbing it to take tiny, shuffling steps, supposedly to accommodate the short stature of the spirits she was hosting. But it wasn't just the layout, it was the details. The house featured over 10,000 windows. Some were placed in the ceiling, some were placed between interior rooms, allowing you to look from one bedroom directly into another. She installed a complex bell push system. When a guest pressed a button in their room, a number would appear on a board in the servants' quarters, telling them exactly which room to go to. But Sarah rarely used the bells. Instead, she relied on the spirit telegraph. She claimed the spirits would communicate with her by tapping on the pipes and knocking on the walls. Perhaps the most unsettling feature of all was the switchback room. Sarah's bedroom was located on the 2nd floor. To get to it, you had to navigate a maze-like corridor that zigzagged sharply 7 times. Why? Sarah believed that evil spirits could only travel in straight lines. By forcing the hallway to switch back 7 times, she believed she was creating a spiritual barrier. The evil entities couldn't navigate the turns, leaving her bedroom completely safe. But as the house grew, so did the strange occurrences. The carpenters working on the house began to report terrifying things.
They would be working in a room, completely alone, and suddenly hear the sound of a piano playing in an empty wing of the house. Tools would go missing, only to be found neatly stacked in a pile in the basement. And at night, the night watchman reported hearing heavy footsteps pacing the halls and the distinct sound of a woman weeping. Sarah never seemed bothered by this. In fact, she expected it. She believed the house was filling up. At the very heart of the Winchester Mystery House was the Blue Seance Room. This was Sarah's sanctuary. The room was breathtaking, featuring intricate carved woodwork, beautiful stained glass windows, and a magnificent pipe organ. But it had a dark purpose. Every single night, at exactly midnight, Sarah would enter this room. She would lock the doors from the inside. She would sit in a small velvet chair, and she would hold a seance. She claimed she was holding these seances to find out what the spirits wanted her to build the next day. The spirits would supposedly dictate the blueprints. They would tell the carpenters where to put a wall, where to add a window, where to dig a well. But not all spirits were friendly. Sarah became deeply paranoid. She believed that while the spirits of the dead soldiers were just looking for a place to rest, there were darker, more malevolent entities drawn to the house, demonic forces. She claimed these evil spirits would try to possess her, to drive her mad, to force her to stop building. To protect herself, Sarah developed a bizarre, obsessive nightly routine. She never slept in the same room twice. Every night after her seance, she would pack her bags, move to a different bedroom, and have her maid lock the door of her previous room. She believed that if the evil spirits didn't know where she was sleeping, they couldn't get to her. She kept a telephone by her bed at all times, connected to the servants' quarters, just in case she needed help. And she always left a loaded Winchester rifle right next to her pillow. Imagine the psychological toll. Every night, moving to a new room, terrified of the dark, clutching a rifle, waiting for the spirits to make their move. Was Sarah a victim of a genuine demonic haunting? Or was she suffering from severe grief-induced psychosis, trapped in a delusion of her own making? The truth is, the house was changing her, and soon, the house would change forever. Sarah Winchester died in her sleep in 1922 at the age of 82. She passed away peacefully in her favorite room, the seance room. After her death, the construction finally stopped. The house was left to rot until it was bought by a wealthy attorney in 1923 who turned it into the tourist attraction it is today. But the spirits didn't leave when Sarah died. Today, the Winchester Mystery House is considered one of the most haunted locations in America. Modern paranormal investigators, tourists, and even staff have reported terrifying experiences. People report the smell of Sarah's perfume, dried roses and lavender, appearing out of nowhere. Tourists in the Blue Seance Room report feeling an invisible hand physically pushing them or grabbing their hair. Night guards working alone have reported seeing a woman in a black dress standing at the end of the hallways, only to vanish when they blink. And perhaps most chillingly, electronic voice phenomena, or EVPs, have been captured in the house. Voices whispering in the dark, saying things like, "Get out," and "She's here." So, what is really going on in the Winchester Mystery House? Let's break it down into 3 distinct theories. deceased. This theory suggests that Sarah wasn't haunted, but the house is. Think about it. For 38 years, thousands of people lived, worked, grieved, and died in this space. The house absorbed decades of intense human emotion, trauma, and psychic energy. The ghosts we see today aren't spirits of the dead. They are residual energy. Like a recording playing on a loop, the house is just replaying the trauma of the past. This is the skeptical view. Sarah suffered unimaginable trauma. The loss of her child, the loss of her husband, the guilt of the blood money from the Winchester rifles. Her mind simply snapped. The spirits were hallucinations. The curse was a coping mechanism. The house isn't haunted by ghosts. It's haunted by the tragic, broken mind of Sarah Winchester. The modern sightings? Just pareidolia. Our brains seeing faces in the shadows, fueled by the creepy reputation of the house. This is the most terrifying theory. What if Adam Coons, the medium, was right? What if Sarah was cursed by the spirits of the dead? But what if the spirits she was communicating with weren't the dead soldiers, but demons pretending to be them? According to this theory, the bizarre architecture, the stairs to nowhere, the doors to drops, the switchback hallways, wasn't just to confuse ghosts. It was a massive architectural sigil, a giant physical trap designed to contain a demonic entity. And when Sarah died and the construction stopped, the trap was broken. The entity is no longer contained. It's free to roam the halls. Whether you believe it was grief, residual energy, or a demonic trap, one thing is certain. The Winchester Mystery House is a monument to the human mind's inability to let go. Sarah spent over $5 million, equivalent to over $80 million today, building a maze for the dead. She sacrificed her sanity, her peace, and her life to appease entities that may not have even existed. But as you walk through those narrow, claustrophobic hallways today, as you look at the doors that open to solid brick walls, you can't help but feel a lingering presence. You can't help but wonder, if you stand perfectly still in the blue seance room and you hold your breath, will you hear the hammer? Which brings me to my question for you. Paranormal investigators often talk about the fear factor. The Winchester Mystery House is famous for its terrifying atmosphere, but it's also famous for its challenges. Imagine this. You are offered $100,000 in cold, hard cash, but there is a catch. You have to spend one entire night from midnight to 6 a.m. completely alone, locked inside the Winchester Mystery House. No phone, no flashlight, just you, the dark, and whatever else is walking those halls. If you were offered $100,000 to spend one night alone in the Winchester Mystery House, would you take the money, or would you run for the door? Let me know your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know if you have what it takes to survive the night. If you felt the chill of the Winchester Mystery House today, do me a favor, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and tells YouTube to share these untold stories with more people. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Here at Untold Story, we dive deep into the darkest, most mysterious corners of history and the paranormal. You don't want to miss what we uncover next. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and whatever you do, don't look behind you.